Ladies and gentlemen, War 37. I'm your host, Soshi, for the Calvary Chapel channel. 37, Jeremiah chapter 37. And King Zedekiah, the son of Josiah, reigned instead of Coniah, the son of Jehoiakim, whom Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, made king in the land of Judah. But neither he nor his servants nor the people of the land did hearken unto the words of the Lord, which he spake by the prophet Jeremiah. And Zedekiah the king sent Jehakel, the son of Shelemiah, and Zephaniah, the son of Messiah, or Messiah. It's not Messiah. I want to say Messiah, but it's Messiah. The priest to the prophet Jeremiah, saying, Pray now unto the Lord, for our God, for us. Now Jeremiah came in and went out among the people, for they had not put him into prison. Then Pharaoh's army was come forth out of Egypt, and when the Chaldeans that besieged Jerusalem heard tidings of them, they departed from Jerusalem. Then came the word of the Lord unto the prophet Jeremiah, saying, Thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, Thus shall ye say to the king of Judah, that sent you unto me to inquire of me, Behold, Pharaoh's army, which is come forth to help you, shall return to Egypt into their own land. And the Chaldeans shall come again, and fight against this city, and take it, and burn it with fire. Thus saith the Lord, Deceive not yourselves, saying, The Chaldeans shall surely depart from us, for they shall not depart. For thou ye had smitten the whole army of the Chaldeans that fight against you, and there remained but wounded men among them. Yet shall they rise up, every man in his tent, and burn the city with fire. Wow. oh, SpaghettiOs. It reminds me of what happened with when America had their Civil War in the 1800s. Was it the mid-1800s? I can't remember off date, where the North versus the South, the North wearing Yankee blue and the South wearing gray. If you watch the Civil War and the documentaries, you've seen men in tents and their muskets, you know. So that's what we had in the mid-1800s. You had a Civil War. The North and South are going at it, right? The South wanted slavery and the North didn't. So Yankee Blue won the battle through Abraham Lincoln, installed the Bible into the government, and then when we took the Bible out of the government, that's when problems started to happen. Okay, we'll talk about that later. Anyhow, I just reminded me of men in their tents with their rifles. You know, when you say here, you're gonna fight a war, you're not gonna be comfortable. You're gonna be in tents. You know what I'm saying? It's not. Soldiers aren't supposed to be comfortable. You know that? They're supposed to be uncomfortable. Because if you're comfortable, the enemy can sneak up on you. You always have to be alert. Being comfortable will make you unalert. Being uncomfortable will, however, make you alert. So you know the difference. Anyhow, and it came to pass, when the army of the Chaldeans was broken up from Jerusalem for fear of Pharaoh's army, then Jeremiah went forth out of Jerusalem to go into the land of Benjamin, to separate himself thence in the midst of the people. And when he was in the gate of Benjamin, a captain of the ward was there, whose name was Irijah, the son of Shelemiah, the son of Hananiah. And he took Jeremiah the prophet, saying, Thou fallest away to the Chaldeans. Then said Jeremiah, It is false. I fall not away to the Chaldeans? But he hearkened not to him. So Arijah took Jeremiah and brought him to the princes. Wherefore the princes were wroth with Jeremiah, and smote him, and put him in prison in the house of Jonathan the scribe, for they had made that the prison, when Jeremiah was entered into the dungeon, and into the cabins, and Jeremiah remained there many days. So what's happening? Obviously, Jeremiah the prophet, a real one that represents God, is being, tortured in this dungeon. So it sounds familiar, right? Well, you look at China right now, that's exactly what's happening in China right now. Christians in China are being hunted down by the government and tortured. Some of them being chopped up in little pieces and fed to fire ants. Tied down to fire ants, while the ants eat them slowly. See, none of this stuff is in the news. I got my own sources through email here. People send me things all the time, all over the world. The martyrs, Christian martyrs, being martyred for the faith. Yeah, not a people from CNN or Fox News, right? They don't talk about how Christians are being mutilated across the world here. They want to tell you about it's okay now that New York just passed a law to kill babies. That's what they put in the news. New York just passed a law that you can kill babies now legally, late-term abortions. We don't want to call it murder. We want to call it abortion to make it less, negative. Speaking of the devil, I ain't answering, devil. You calling? Yeah, you better stop. Anyhow, we're going to do this into any interruptions. Oh, God willingly we can. Lord willingly we can here. I'm going to go ahead and say one more thing before I take another break here. Jeremiah is now being tortured. And you see Jeremiah go through a lot of things in the previous chapters, but so he went from one country to another. Now he's in another country. They're going to torture him now. Okay? So, hopefully he comes up on top like Joseph. Remember Joseph who got sold out by his own brother? Remember that story in the Bible? So I'm hoping Jeremiah ends up like another Joseph. That's what I'm hoping. But we'll have to find out, because we got about 20 more chapters here to go before we're done with the book of Jeremiah. Then we move on to the next book of the Bible. So before I get into the next session here, of the second session of 37, I'm going to take another break. You guys stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, even online.